What's up, you damn gorgeous and beautiful, beautiful gamers, and welcome back to Role-Playing Games. This is Mariel Kona, Dayton, and we like to discuss about RPGs, like the content, like the video, super appreciated, and I will tell you today, you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. In today's guide, I am going to show you, now that I have a couple of hours in the game, how is it that I play with my katana. There's going to be different sections of the video. We're going to start touching base on the basics. Then we're going to be moving to advanced combos. What is it that I do on my hunts? And what are we going to be using Karakuri for? Because Karakuri is not going to be a means of damage for us. What Karakuri is going to be, and I do believe that this is an understatement, at the end of the day I do believe that everyone should be aware of this, that the Karakuri is just an extension of your hunter. It's not your main means of damage. That being said, let's get right into it. First and foremost, again, touch basics. We have our combo, normal combo. I never do this. I never really do this. Never, ever, ever. So, there is indeed that. Some different variations. There's also... No, at the end of the day, disregard that. The opening attack is always going to be the same, whether you run, you dodge, or you unsheath your sword normally. That's just the unsheath attack. But this is going to be the basic combo. So, basic combo. That's by X or square for PlayStation. Then, heavy attacks. This is something that I actually do use quite a lot. This is one of your main means of damage. Basically, just spam Y or triangle, and that's it. Spam Y or triangle, huge damage, huge damage. And then we have the right trigger. It consists of 3 different attacks. The first one is a pierce, the second one, those 1000 slashes, and the last one, that forward slash. But again, I never use it on itself, so that is the basic of your weapon. Now, let's talk about another thing that I do believe that you should have in mind, and that is canceling stuff. Canceling stuff to turn it into something else, which is going to, at the end of the day, be your bread and butter for your hunts. So, when you want to... the basics that I always use is the 1000 slash, which is this one. And as you can see, I just skipped completely through it. So you press X, and immediately after pressing X, you're going to press the right trigger. That is square or R2 for PlayStation. You don't need to wait for this animation to finish. You could most definitely do so. And you can start the combo right there. But I never do it because at the end of the day, you're wasting time and you want to get as many of those as possible. So, just complete the animation completely, and you can keep spamming this. And this is my bread and butter. This is my punisher. This is what I always do to punish a monster. Now, this one is a little bit more... I would like to say situational, but you can cancel a heavy attack. This one, the Y attack. You can cancel one of these to a forward slash, the EI thunder slash. So you press Y and immediately press right trigger. He's going to do something like this. Did you see? Now what I like about that move, what I love about that move, is that it has tremendous and huge amounts of iframes. Now, a lot of people ignore it because they believe that it doesn't deal that much damage as something like this, because it looks less flashy. But take a look at the numbers of that, and if we perform one of this, yes, of course, that's 1200, which is not bad, although it does leave you open for quite a while, whereas this one is just going to be 733. And I say just going to be because it's just like not that far behind, considering that you have a whole lot of iframes in that. So it's really damaging. It really is damaging. You only need to start using it more. Now, let's dive into the combos of my bread and butter, what I use on combat. Now, this is a very simple weapon to use, but very hard to master. And hard to master is because, you know what, actually, I forgot about the unbound weapon, which is this one. It's just going to be the very same thing. You press X and right trigger, or Y and right trigger, and it's going to deplete. You do have to fill up the meter, but this is going to deplete. It's just going to do the very same things. Nothing's going to change. You are just going to deal more damage. You have your basic attack. It has longer reach. That has to be said. But you can, all of those attacks that I told you that you could do previously, you can most definitely do it like this as well. And it's just going to be pure raw damage. There's nothing different about it. It's just going to be more range and more damage, and your gauge is going to deplete. It's not depleting for me because I have set up my bear right there. Now, again, back on track. Let's get right into the combos that I use on my every single fight, and what I do believe to be more efficient. Again, I want to be very punctual about this. Your main means of damage is going to be your weapon. I've seen a couple of videos that they think that chaining your Karakuri with your combos is going to give you more damage. It's not. You are going to use... Karakuri is very important. You should master it and you should always be using it. But Karakuri has its use. It's not the damage. It has its use. So we'll talk about that later. For now, the bread and butter combos that I like to use to fill out my meter. This is a very simple one that I like to use. This is the 1000 slash followed by the AI forward slash, which is this one. Deals a whole lot of damage, nearly 2000 if you manage to hit it. It's going to leave you open quite a while, but like I said, it's a very easy weapon to use, hard to master. That is because you're going to be using all of this stuff during openings. During openings, this is what you want to do at all times. That is the most damage and most safety and versatility that you can have during a fight. Now, that being said, I am going to take you into a fight later on. But for now, one thing that I do like to incorporate into my Karakuris and attacks, this is the very single one that I am going to use. Do have in mind that this guy has huge amount of iframes. Again, do not think that it's not going to be that amazing. Now you can pair that up with the Torch Karakuri. I do not remember the name for this thing. But this thing is going to launch you forward. And that is, as a matter of fact, something that you should be using to close the distance. Again, the Karakuri is not used to deal damage, it's used to serve you as something extra that will yield you stuff that is going to be nice. In this case, for example, like this. Not like that. And you can keep spamming this. And you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of iframes. It's very safe. I use this kind of moveset. Also, summoning one of these things is just going to cost you one celestial thread. So it's really not that expensive to spam that. I like to use that one on very mobile enemies like the lava bag, or enemies that I find difficult to find windows of opportunity. When you are able to find windows of opportunity, you are better off just using this thing. Now you might have noticed that I haven't talked about one of the most damaging ones, which is this one. And I never use this one on combat because it takes way too much to carry it up, to do stuff. It leaves you way too open, so I'd never use that on open combat. What I use that is to punish stuff. So for example, the AI slash, when you, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can. I am so very sorry if this is a long video. There's too much that you need to know about this thing. But let's see if I have maxed out my... This is the highest combo that I like to use when I am on a hunt. And that is going to be it. I know it was a long combo, so let's actually take the time to do so. Also, you can start this attack animation fast. You can skip completely the animation right there by using your unbound weapon. As soon as you use your unbound weapon, this bad boy right here, you're going to be able to bypass all of that. So let's sheath the weapon and let's take a closer look now. What I am going to do is that I am going to unbound my weapon, and immediately as soon as I unbound the weapon, I am going to start pressing Y, triangle, or heavy attack. You see? I completely bypass the animation. Usually you want to do this kind of combo against toppled kimono. I never use my unbound weapon with moving targets because you're wasting your unbound sword. So again, the combo that we're going to be using, it's going to be unbound weapon, immediately swap to 1,000 cuts, finish your 1,000 cuts, that is going to be more than enough, and then start immediately. I messed it up. I messed it up. Production! Cut that! Anyways, again, immediately start your 1,000 cuts. Use a torch. And 1,000 cuts. By that point, the kimono is going to stand up. Even when you have it, like for example, you use the ballistas that held the kimono in one place, that is everything that is going to give you, and it's not too shabby. It's really huge damage. That's what I always do to punish. I also have a dedicated video on a build for this, so you should watch out for that. So yeah, that is like the basics of the weapon on itself. Now, Karakuri. Why do we want to be using Karakuri? The hammer, you're going to be using it like this, because the hammer is going to stun the kimono. It's not going to deal that much damage, but it's going to stun the kimono. So for example, let me just do the basic attack. So as you can see, that's 3,000 damage. If we incorporate the hammer, $3,600, which is really not that much compared to the time that you had to use that Karakuri. So no, the Karakuri is not going to be the main source of damage. What that hammer is going to do is that it's going to stun the kimono, leaving you open and leaving you safe. That's hugely important. Every time that you use one of these things, you're going to be safe to completely this animation and then do this. And you're going to be able to get away from harm's way, because the kimono was stunned. There's a lot of people that like to incorporate this into their combos, and I really do not know why, dude. Like, taking the time to actually go up here and do all that flashy jump. And yes, I mean, it's nice. I mean, wait, hold on, my weapon is unbound. And yes, I mean, it is quite a fair amount of damage, 1,348, but it took way too long. So, and if you're going to interrupt a combo for this, you might as well stack up more damage than having to go all the way up here. So no, I never use this thing to attack. What I use this thing for is when a kimono is charging against me and they, for example, like the King Tusk, a lot of enemies are going to charge against you, and if they crash against this thing, it's going to topple them. And once they are toppled, you get chance to start doing the punishing combo, which again, it's going to be much more damage from the base weapon than by doing all of this kind of shenanigans. It's cool, like, I'm not saying that you cannot use it, but at the end of the day, if you have the window right there, you'll always be better off by just using your weapon on itself. So, again, for example, this other one, when we have flying kimonos. Oh, I don't have enough Karakuri thread for that. Hold on a little while. Then again, this thing is going to make kimonos fall down. There's a whole lot of bunch of different combinations that you should be using your Karakuri. Your Karakuri is going to give you windows of opportunity. That's how it's better simplified. The Karakuri, it's always going to give you windows of opportunity. So for example, also, this one is going to topple the kimono for big punish, and you're never going to be casting Karakuris, you're just going to be using that extra window of damage to deal damage with your weapon. So again, with all that being said, what I want you to focus is that your main means of damage is always going to be the weapon, and I myself personally never incorporate Karakuri into my means of damage on itself, raw pure damage. I always use my Karakuri to give me windows to use that damage, to open me windows of opportunity to open that damage. Now let me take you into a hunt to showcase you that, which is a hunt that I already took you in my BL video, but this time around I will be guiding you through how do I like to tackle these hunts for a fighting standpoint of view. So this is one of my favorite hunts. I like this hunt because that guy is very annoying. That guy is very aggressive. Very aggressive. He's a very mean boy. And he might actually get my ass handed to me quite a while, for quite a bit, because I am going to be speaking and I'm going to try to be focusing on narrating for you. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? So on and so forth. So yeah, let's jump right into it. And by watching this fight, I'll try to guide you through as to my playstyle and what do I mean about every single thing that I was telling you about a little while. By the way, I always like to start my fights like this. Again, watch. Stun. It's not damage, that's stun. I want to topple him. I missed that, but sometimes that thing is going to give you high frames for the reward. Now wait for a window, and do something with that window. That is why it's so hard to master. You're only going to be attacking on windows of opportunity, places that you know that you are safe to attack. If not, then don't. Just don't attack. Watch the enemy, see what he's going to be doing. I messed it up. Now, I get a window, I get away. Well, he's sucking me. That's what she said. I get away. I use my window. Did you see that I used my 1000 cuts? Use my window and get up. Use my window, get up. Get away from it. 1000 cuts, use your window, get away from it. Now, my Karakuri, I'm going to wait for another window. There we go. There we go. Now I'm going to summon one of this. And there we go. Now this is what I like to do. Torch. Close the gap. 1000 cuts. Big damage. Big damage. Now, that's enough. That's your gauge. You're out of gauge. You get away. Alright? And rinse and repeat. Also, like I told you before, with very aggressive enemies, this is an amazing tool. Did you see? This is an amazing tool. Do not disregard that. Use it to your advantage. Didn't mean to do that, actually. Window of opportunity. Get away. Did you see? Oh god. Now you're making me look bad, dude. But anyways, you get the point. I just missed time to dodge. He's going to attack again. No, he doesn't. But he leaves me... No, he doesn't. Maybe here. He leaves me... Yes, he's done. Not really. But you get the point of what I was trying to do there. I was trying to stun, not deal damage. I was trying to stun to get damage done. Like so. In here, I am safe. You see? I was safe purely because I knew that the hammer was going to stun him. That is why I was safe. So... yeah, and different kimonos are going to be doing different stuff. As a matter of fact, I am not going to complete the fight. You get the point, you get the idea. This is how you fight against these guys. This is what you do. Wait for windows of opportunity. Use the Karakuri that is going to give you safe spots to use your attack damage. But did you see me leveraging the damage with my unbound weapon? I didn't build the wall, I didn't do any kind of crazy shenanigans. I only used my torch to close the gap and keep pressing with the attacks. But I didn't really use the Karakuri on itself to deal damage. My Karakuri are always going to give me windows of opportunity. Let me try to get some more. I might as well get my ass handed to me in here. I'm not concentrating that much because obviously if I can narrate this. Here. Nope. Window of opportunity, I missed it. I should have done something there. You see, I dodged the attack because of my basic combo that I told you before. That's my bread and butter. That's my bread and butter. 1000 cuts and then forward slash. 1000 cuts and then forward slash. Whoopsies. I hate fighting this place. I really do. I get a window of opportunity in here. Big window of opportunity in here. Damage. Just pure damage. No Karakuri. Just pure damage. Pure damage. Your weapon is your damage. Do not get greedy. Your stamina is very important. That's what I forgot to mention in the guide. Stamina is very important. Just like that, I did manage to cause enough damage to make him stumble. To make him go pow pow ouch. Might as well end the hunt scene here, but he shouldn't have that much life in his guts. I did forget to mention, it is very important, hope you managed to get to this portion of the video. Stamina is very important. I'll try to add some layers of pieces of information in text at the beginning of the video for you not to miss all of that. Stamina is very important, so for Karakuri Katana you're always going to want to be using weapons with stamina. Always. That's a must. So again, look for your windows, 1000 cuts, forward slash, iframes, rinse and repeat. And as you were able to see, I am doing a fairly good sign. Am I looking right there? Window of opportunity, 1000 cuts. Get away from me. I'm safe. I did not want to risk a second 1000 cuts in there, mainly because I was low on stamina. So you do have to be very aware of your stamina. I do not have enough time in here, so I'm just going to do 1000 cuts. Mistimed it. And you're always going to want to be healing, actually. I'm just going to try to feel my gauge again, and that should be enough to heal it. 1000 cuts in here, and then get away. You see? And you're safe. You're safe. 1000 cuts in here, missed it. forward slash. The next trap should kill him. Most definitely. There we go. This should kill him. Or he's going to kill me. Who knows? 1000 Scots. Forward slash. Get away from me. This should kill him. Like I told you, this should kill him. So as you were able to see, everything that I told you about, it gave me quite a amazing time against it. I was doing a little cheeks around here and there because I was trying to narrate, but as you were able to see, I used my Karakuri to open me windows of attacks. I wasn't doing anything flashy, I wasn't casting walls. I would be casting walls if I was fighting against a King Tusk or something. There's always something very good against a very kind of specific kimono. But on the basic of it all, just hard to master because you have to learn the patterns of the monster. How much time? 8 minutes. Should have been better if I had been paying attention. But yeah, that is how you play the Karakuri Katana. No one's told you today you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful, beautiful person. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be seeing you golden, gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel before you close the door. Goodbye.